Good morning and welcome back. Today I'm going to be making some oven bannock. This is something very similar to what my mom used to make back when I was younger. She usually picked the coldest, gloomiest days to make this because not only did it make the whole house smell incredible, the oven warmed up the kitchen and made it nice and cozy in there as well. So for this very simple, easy recipe, you'll need 3 cups of flour. In here I have 2 tablespoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of sugar. And you want to mix these dry ingredients together very well, because one time I made bannock and I got one full bite of baking powder and it wasn't too pleasant. So I'm just going to mix this up really good. Here I have 1/3 cup of lard. This is cold lard, it came from the fridge. And I'm just going to use 2 forks to mix this in. You can also use a potato masher, works pretty good. So I spent a few minutes incorporating all that lard into the flour and dry ingredients. It's going to make a little well in the middle. And slowly add 1.5 cups of cold water. You don't want warm water, otherwise it will melt the lard. I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. And I just want to lightly knead this dough till it comes together. You don't want to over knead it. So I have a greased cast iron pan. I think this is mixed well enough. There, now you just take a fork and poke it with the fork. Now it's time to go check on my oven. So my clay oven is way too hot. I forgot to mention that I have this dough spread out to probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. Once my oven cools down to about 400 degrees, I'm going to put this in for about 20 minutes. So the oven's maybe a little bit too hot, but I'm going to go for it anyways. So one thing my mom did, as soon as it came out of the oven, she would slather it in butter. And this wouldn't last very long. So after I took my bannock out of the pan, I noticed it was a little soft on the bottom. So I flipped it over, put it back in the oven for about maybe 10 more minutes. Make sure to let it cool before you cut it. I just can't wait any longer. This is perfect to dip in stews, or you can put jam on it. I just like salt and pepper, butter. It takes me back.